Hello, little ones, and welcome to Relaxation Stories, where magical tales are told in a soft and loving voice. Tonight, the Mid-Autumn Festival has arrived. The full moon shines round and bright, like a silver mirror hanging in the sky. Under this moon, grandparents have long shared beautiful stories about Cuội under the Banyan tree, Chang'e, who flew to the moon palace, and the round moon cakes that stand for family, love, and reunion. Let's listen to these three gentle stories to understand mid-autumn, to calm our hearts, and to drift into a peaceful sleep. Tale 1, The Legend of Cuội and the Banyan and the Moon. Long, long ago, in deep, quiet mountains, there lived a woodcutter named Cuội. He lived alone in a tiny cottage tucked beneath green leaves. Each morning, he carried his axe into the forest. Life was simple and still, flowing like a small stream among tall trees. One cloudy evening, with fine rain falling and the forest singing its lullaby, Cuội walked along a familiar creek. There, he found a tiger's cave, and inside were 4 tiger cubs rolling and playing like silly kittens. In a foolish moment, Cuội swung his axe, and the cubs fell still. A thunderous roar tore the quiet. The mother tiger returned. Terrified, Cuội climbed a tall tree, his heart pounding. From above, he watched as the mother tiger, instead of crying, calmly walked to a nearby tree, plucked a few green leaves, and chewed them. She gently fed the leaves to each cub, and in moments the little tigers stirred and opened their eyes, alive again. Cuội stared in shock and wonder. A miracle tree that could bring the dead back to life. When the tigers left, he dug up the entire tree and carried it home. On his way, Cuội found a poor old beggar who had died in the cold. With pity in his heart, Cuội chewed a few leaves and placed them in the man's mouth. The old man took a breath, then another, and returned to life. Shivering, he whispered, "This is the tree of life. Keep it safe. Never water it with dirty water, or the tree will fly away." Cuội planted the precious tree in the eastern corner of his garden and watered it with clear, sweet well water. He used its leaves to save people and animals. Word spread, and those near death came to Cuội with hope. His quiet life now shone with meaning, like a small lantern in the night. One day, Cuội saved a rich man's daughter from drowning. She awoke with grateful eyes and soon became Cuoy's wife. Their little home filled with laughter and the soft footsteps of a faithful dog. But storms can come without warning. Enemies harmed Cuoy's wife, and though the leaves revived her, her insides had been torn. The loyal dog gave up his own intestines for her. Miraculously, she lived, but her memory became confused. Cuội told her again and again, "Please, only pure water for the tree. If you use dirty water, the tree will fly away." One golden evening, in a gentle rain, she forgot. She poured dirty water onto the roots. The earth trembled, wind howled. The banyan tree pulled up its roots and rose into the sky. Cuội ran home, dropped his bundle of firewood, and clung to the roots. He hooked his axe into the tangled fibers, holding on with all his strength. But the tree kept rising, carrying Cuội far from the earth, past drifting clouds and cool night winds, into a bright, mysterious, moonlit world. From that night on, people say Cuội sits beneath the banyan tree on the moon, looking down at the human world. Every mid-autumn, when the moon is full and bright, you can almost see a figure resting under a wide tree, dreaming of home. Tale 2, Chang'e, the moon goddess, and the single sun. In the beginning, the world was wild and harsh. Above the earth, not one sun but 10 suns rose together, blazing with scorching light. Streams dried up, lakes steamed, fields cracked. People were exhausted, animals fainted, even birds were too weak to fly. Then came a hero named Hou Yi. He was tall and strong, with star-bright eyes and a heart full of courage. Seeing the world suffer, Hou Yi climbed the Kunlun mountains and raised his heavenly bow. He drew his arrows and aimed at the sky. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. One sun fell, then another, until only one gentle sun remained, enough to warm the earth and bring life back again. People cheered for Hou Yi, calling him a savior. Students came from far away to learn from him. Among them was Feng Meng, who looked humble but hid a dark, greedy heart. Before long, Hou Yi fell in love with a kind and graceful woman named Chang'e. She was as gentle as autumn moonlight, and together they were a perfect pair. Each evening at sunset, they walked in the garden, listening to the wind and watching the flowers. One day on Kunlun, Hou Yi met the Queen Mother of the West. Honoring his heroism, she gifted him a pearl of immortality, a potion that, if swallowed, would lift the body light as air and carry one to the heavens. But Hou Yi loved his wife too deeply to leave her. He asked Chang'e to keep the potion safe, promising they would decide together one day. Feng Meng discovered the secret and plotted to steal it. When Hou Yi led his students into the forest, Feng Meng pretended to be injured and stayed behind. He crept into the back garden with a sword and demanded the elixir. Chang'e knew she couldn't fight him. In that desperate moment, she opened the box and swallowed the pearl herself. At once, her body became light as a feather. The window flew open, moonlight poured in, and Chang'e rose gently into the sky. Her heart longed for her husband, so she stopped not too far away. She chose the bright round moon, the closest place to the human world, so she could look toward him every night. When Hou Yi returned and learned what had happened, his heart broke. He looked up and saw the full moon shining, and on it, the familiar figure of Chang'e. She sat in the moon palace, robes drifting like clouds, her kind eyes looking down with love. To honor her, Hou Yi set a table in their garden with her favorite fruits and sweets. He lit incense and whispered his love to the moon. Neighbors joined, laying out offerings beneath the bright full moon, asking Chang'e to bless their families. And so, every autumn when the moon is fullest and brightest, people celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival, a time for reunion, gratitude, and peace. Tale 3, The Moon, a Mother's Light, the Origin of Mooncakes. Long ago, the world knew only daylight. The sun spirit bragged that nothing could live without his light, but he did not see how creatures were weak with thirst and sleeplessness without night's rest. In one small home lived a mother and her 3 children, growing thinner each day in the heat. At last, the mother decided to find the sun spirit and ask for mercy. Before she left, she told her eldest, "I'm going to ask the sun to soften his light and give us a little night. Take care of your brother and sister." She measured out rice and water to last until the 15th day of the month, kissed each child, and set out. She walked and walked, but could not reach the sky. At a high mountain she collapsed, exhausted. A white rabbit found her, brought her water, and listened to her story. Moved by her love, the rabbit guided her to the heavens. When she stood before the sun spirit, he roared, "Who dares step into the forbidden sky?" The mother bowed, "I cannot watch my children fade. Please send rain, and let there be a few hours of night so people can sleep." The sun spirit scoffed, then parted the clouds to look down. He saw the land wilted and dry, trees dying, animals gasping, children crying. His bright face softened. "I cannot let darkness rule completely," he said. "In shadows, evil spirits creep. But I can give a gentle light in the night to guide and guard people. Who will give themselves to become that tender light?" Without hesitation, the mother said, "I will, but please, grant me one day to say goodbye." She returned home with a heavy heart. The reunion was warm and sweet, a dinner full of laughter and love. That day she taught her eldest to sow and tend the fields, her daughter to sew and mend with careful stitches, and her youngest to listen to siblings and study with all his heart. She told them, "Wherever I go, I will watch over you. Remember my words." On the 15th night, she stood before the house, looked to the sky, and let her spirit grow still. Suddenly, her body felt weightless. She rose into the air. Night spread across the world, and a soft silver light shone down. She looked toward her old home and saw her children crying out for her. Tears shone in her own eyes, too. From that night on, people called that gentle light the moon. A light born of a mother's love, forever guiding her children. They say the moon is brightest on the 15th and 16th of the lunar month. The mother's reunion with her children. Every year on that night, the children prepared round cakes to honor her. Cakes of sweetness and love. Today, we call them moon cakes. High above, the moon still shines over peaceful fields. There is kind Chang'e in her moon palace, gentle Cuội beneath his banyan tree, and a mother's light that never stops watching over her children. Families gather, share moon cakes, and celebrate reunion. The mid-autumn moon reminds us that love, kindness, and family are always waiting for us. Now listen. The soft night breeze, the whisper of the moon, the slow drum of your heartbeat. Your eyelids grow heavy. The stars are smiling. You are floating on a cloud toward the bright, gentle moon, where Chang'e waves, Cuội smiles, and the moonlight wraps you in a warm hug. Sleep deeply, little one. When you wake, may your day be full of love. Good night. From Relaxation Stories.